everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am here with Chad, but it's not a fragrance video. I know y'all might be sad, but this is an important video. I just posted on my stories on Instagram that we were about to film a video on this concoction. I posted a picture of the concoction that I was talking about. And I said, I know I'm a beauty channel, but honestly, I think this coincides with it because I think we all know that good skin starts from within. And this is something that I have been incorporating 6 weeks? Yeah. 6 to 8 weeks. I'm not exactly sure how long, but at least that long into my daily eating routine. And it has made a huge difference in a lot of ways. So I was like, I have to come on and make a video about this. I just think it's important. I have also been getting a few comments about how my skin looks different, not in a bad way, but just different, and asking if I've done something different to my skin. I have not. I have not changed up any. I mean, I've incorporated a couple new skincare items here and there because that's just what I do. But other than that, I have not changed anything other than this. So I'm going to let Chad take over and kind of tell why we started doing this. Then we'll cut away to how we do it, because we filmed that yesterday for y'all. And then at the end, we'll come back and I'll say what it's done for me. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
You got the floor.
I didn't get a word in as usual.
Okay.
But, all right, so we created, this shake here. All right, so, and if Mandy doesn't mind, so one of the reasons I created this was Mandy was having a really tough time eating vegetables. They would cause extreme bloating, cramping, you name it. And it seems a lot of women, men too, but a lot of women have this issue. And it may not be only vegetables, it could be other things that cause it. So if you're in that category, this is for you. So here's what I did. In my mind, I was thinking, what if you could microdose? What if you could microdose vegetables in a pre-digested way, to where, let's say there's something she's having in a salad or something like that is just too much at one time and her body can't handle it, and it's also maybe not broken down enough. And so what my thought process was is, we have a Ninja blender, and I think you'll see it in a video to come. It's very similar to a Vitamix. I wanted to try really breaking this down, pretty much pre-digesting it, not really in a juice form, because I wanted all the fiber and everything there with it. And I wanted to have it to where we could implement a lot of different fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, to where her body could get acclimated to it, and really see if it would help her body not have the bloating issues, not have the pain. And it wasn't just like a salad. I mean, I could go out to eat and get like a side of vegetables, like steamed vegetables, and I knew that if I ate it, it would taste good, but the next day I would be miserable all day long, all day long. Yeah. So I said, hey, let's start, and we'll get into how we make it. But here's a quick 30,000 foot view. But I said, let's start and implement 4 ounces twice a day, maybe in the morning, midday, and see how you respond. And now this is me talking to Mandy. Within 2 or 3 days, you didn't have any bloating or anything as far as any... And I really only did it once a day, but I think I started out with 5 ounces. Okay, once a day in my shake. And then I've stepped up from there. But after a few days, I didn't have any pain like I normally do if I were to eat an actual vegetable. And it did not matter with me whether it was raw or cooked, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, yeah, if you cook it down some, it'll help you digest it. It did not matter. Raw, cooked, steamed, broiled, roasted, it didn't matter. Yeah. So we saw that was working. So that's one aspect of it. Here's another aspect. So when you talk about the gut, also known as the microbiome, in your gut you have trillions of microbes, okay? And you've got bacteria, obviously, in your gut. You've got viruses, you've got fungi. See, some people say fungi. It's fungi. It's not fungi. But it's fungi. You've got a number of different things in your microbiome, and so science right now, it's on the very cutting edge of the importance of the microbiome. And guys, it is extremely, extremely fascinating and important and intrinsic. So, but what they have realized is diversity within the microbiome is probably the most important thing and aspect of the whole system. And why that is because when you've got trillions of microbes and all of those different, they're in different categories and they all need different things to eat, let's say. Let's say you eat healthy, but you're eating the exact same healthy things each day. You know, you eat either green beans, broccoli, spinach, whatever it might be, and you eat the same fruits, but it's pretty much the exact same thing every day. There's a little bit of diversity there, but there's not a lot. And you can eat a healthy food, but if you're still not providing the diversity within the microbiome, there's going to be all these different things that are missing out. And what happens is if your microbiomes, if these little things don't get what they need, well, they start eating away at the mucus lining of the intestinal tract because they're looking for food and they're going to start eating from the inside out, which is what you don't want. What can happen at that point in time? Inflammation, infections, you name it. So what?
Well, and pain.
And pain.
Because that I think that's, not to interrupt because I know you're on a roll, but I want to say this before I forget. I think that is a lot of what was happening to me too, because I have been dealing with this kind of pain since I was 14 years old. And I've gone to countless doctors. Countless. I have done countless tests and nobody can tell me what's wrong other than I have IBS. And to me, maybe that's true, but I think that's just their fallback. Well, we can't figure out what's wrong with you. You got IBS.
Yeah.
So I was having pain not only when I was eating vegetables. Mm-hmm. I mean, and you know, because I couldn't eat vegetables, I knew I would have the pain, but I would still have the pain.
Yeah. And a lot of times doctors, there's some great doctors out there, but there are some that drive me nuts. Okay, so for a lot of times you'll hear about GERD. And what do they treat it with? Well, a lot of times it's proton pump inhibitors. They call them PPIs. This is very different forms of antacids. Not everyone's a PPI, but a lot of them are. But the reason I'm not a fan of those, maybe for short periods of time, but they can go in and change your pH levels in your stomach tissue. And next thing you know, you're killing out all the good and bad microbes that need to be in your stomach. And then they can also cause challenges with cortisol, needed cortisol in your body, and it can they can cause a big time raise in A1C levels. If you know what that is, basically that's your kind of like blood glucose. It's like looking at a 3-month view of your blood glucose, but it can cause a lot of bad things. So, you know, I am a big firm believer in if you can get away from any form of medication, anything like that, do it and focus on it naturally, which is what we've done in this shape. Because I think I need to look and see. We probably have around 20, somewhere between 18 to 25 different fruits and vegetables.
Well, and even in the one that we show you, what did we forget?
We forgot bean sprouts.
Yes, we usually put bean sprouts in it. We forgot that. And then we try to change it up.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know that there's any other availability in the grocery store than what we put in it.
Yeah, yeah. And I will say personally too, for me, I put garlic in it the first time, and Mandy was like, "Well, that's just too much." So what I do, there are certain other things I have throughout the day. Like I'll take a clove of garlic and dice it up small, put that in a little avocado salsa, and put that on a chicken breast or something, because I'm still looking for those things that I know that are really good at fighting fungal infections and things like that. Which garlic is good at that, and ginger is good at that. So I'll have other things throughout the day and in the morning. And at the end of the day, for me, I'm probably having somewhere around 25 to 35 different fruits and vegetables. It seems like a lot.
And everything that we've researched and all the podcasts that I've listened to, because I've been trying to fix my stomach since I was 14, have always said shoot for 30 different plants a week. Now that can include spices. It can include oatmeal. I mean, it's not just fruits and vegetables, but that is what they suggest shooting for every week in order to keep your gut healthy. And everything stems from the gut.
Yeah.
Everything.
And so I've got ADD. So as I think of things, I'm going to throw it out there. One massive thing that a lot of you, let's say women, anybody, as you get older, I mean, there's so many things I can look at my blood work now, and see how everything's so different compared to what it was back in 2017, 2019. But I know a lot of you women are watching this, and there might be a lot of you who are in premenopause, menopause, you name it.
I'm in perimenopause myself, so we're really trying to research this.
Right. So let's kind of dive into that real quick. So one big major factor in as you get older, at any age, but especially as you get older, is cortisol. Now, cortisol can be good. It can metabolize fats and mobilize them, same way with carbohydrates. But when it's too high, what really happens is it's going to cause a major release of blood glucose. All right. While it's doing that, it can also make you very insulin resistant. So what does that mean? Well, it basically means your body, the insulin, which pulls sugar out of the blood, puts it into the muscle tissue, wherever it needs to go to be burned. If it becomes resistant to that, so it can't do its job. So then all of a sudden you've got all this big time release of blood sugar, and it's like, oh, I can't go to where I need to. What happens with that? All that excess blood sugar is going to be stored as body fat. There's a good chance of it. I say all of that about the cortisol to let you know it's going to help fighting the bloating, fighting the inflammation, fighting infections, fungal issues, you name it.
Yep. Just
by having a very healthy, resilient microbiome.
So, which results in a lot of good things. So I will get to those good things after we cut away real quick. I'm going to show you, Chad's going to show you how he makes the mixture, and then I will show you right after that how I make my specific shake every day, and then we'll come back and talk about the positive things we've seen in both of our experiences.
All right, guys, so what we're doing right now, we're making what I call the magical shake. Now, Mandy and I have this shake twice a day, and we make the shake roughly twice a week. So I want to go over really quick what we put in the shake, and you may not be able to see it exactly, but I hope you can kind of get an idea here. So we've got blueberries, we've got raspberries, we've got blackberries, I've got watermelon, pineapple, we've got orange, and we've got an apple. I'm going over all the fruit first. I've got a mango, half a banana. I guess let's see, we've got a tomato right here. Tomato's classified as a fruit. I can think of it as a vegetable, but they call it a fruit. So that's the fruits. We've got the mushrooms. I've got beets. I've got the sweet potato here. This is ginger, if you guys can see that. We've got an avocado. And then we've got cilantro, we've got green beans, we've got asparagus, we've got spinach, there are green peppers and red peppers here, and carrots, and finally we've got celery. So what we're going to do, we're going to put all of this into our Ninja blender here. So this is a fantastic blender. Some of you guys, you may have heard of a Vitamix, which a lot of smoothie places have. So this is very similar. We love this thing, and so we're gonna put this in here. I also forgot to mention I've got olive oil. I don't use a lot, just a little bit of that for the flavonoids and what have you. And then we've got the raw and unfiltered honey. I use a little bit of that for its benefit. All right, so we're also using the organic coconut unsweetened milk here. It's our milk of choice, and it tastes good, so that's why we're using it. So I'm going to set it aside. Okay, I'm going to start putting all of this in the blender, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, I actually forgot to add the broccoli and our cauliflower. I've got a cauliflower medley, so I'm going to add that really quick. Now it's complete.
All right, so now I'm going to show you how I make my shake using this concoction that Chad just put together. I start out with 2% of Greek yogurt. This is the plain, the stuff that's kind of like sour cream until you mix it up with something. And I add a mixture of hemp hearts and flax seeds. Then I will pour some of this, shake it, pour it. It's pretty thick and chunky. I don't know, probably about 6 or 7 ounces of that. And then I'll take a few more frozen blueberries. This can be any fruit of your choice. It just kind of masks any vegetable taste that may come from it. I also add a half a scoop of protein powder. In the end, this comes out to be 30 grams of protein, which is what I shoot for in every one of my meals. And I have I really have like 5 meals a day. So I shoot for 30 grams, and that's exactly what this comes out to be. Then I cut up bananas. I cut them in half and I stick them in the freezer so that when I'm ready to make this shake, I can pop one out. You can use one that's not frozen, but this just gives a colder, thicker texture to the shake overall. And then I will finish it off with a little bit more of the coconut milk so that it's easy to blend. And then I do 1 packet of organic stevia just to give it a little bit of sweetness. Stick that on. Stick a straw in it and off we go. That is the shake that when I first had it, I was like, oh, am I going to be able to do this? And then the second time I had it, I really liked it. And now I look forward to having it every day. All right, so that is how we make our magic shake. I can't even say it.
Magical shake.
I can't say
it's
it.
Magic shake.
I can't say it.
Because it's been awesome.
One of the reasons I wanted to put this or film this while I was drinking this is because I realized when I was doing the cutaway yesterday, I didn't actually show myself drinking it, and I knew there'd be somebody being like, yeah, but you don't actually drink that. I drink it every single day.
The first 1 or 2 times is the hardest, just because it doesn't taste bad. It's because your brain is thinking, I just put all of that in the shake.
I'm eating broccoli and bean sprouts. And, yeah.
But by
now I look forward to it.
Yeah, by the time number 3 or 4, you don't even think about it, and you do, because you see the benefits. I mean, you see and feel a major difference. And I've noticed that in 4 to 5 to 6 weeks time, it gets better and better and better.
It does. And honestly, I don't like to miss a day on this. I feel like I'm almost to the point now where I'm like, if I miss a day, I'm not going to feel good the next day because of how good I feel now. And the main positive I have seen out of this is that my stomach doesn't hurt anymore. And I think maybe it's hurt one time in 6 weeks. I don't think that had anything to do with, I think it was just a one-off. But compared to, I mean, I don't know how many videos you've probably seen me film where I was in serious pain, like hunched over, want to be in a fetal position. That's the only way I'm comfortable. Pain, and it would happen all the time. I mean, how often do you feel like it would happen? Sometimes it would happen like 6 days in a row, and then I'd be fine for like 2 weeks. It happened a day. There was no rhyme or reason to it. I have had only one stomach ache, and it didn't even last all day since I started this. I have seen like just an overall brighter complexion as far as skin goes, because no one's going to convince me otherwise that the health of your skin does not stem from your gut. I wasn't even really, now I have changed up my workout some because I am officially in perimenopause, and I have figured out a way that is more beneficial to me. I can do a whole different video on that if you want. So I have done that, but other than that and incorporating this, I haven't changed anything else I eat. Now we're pretty clean eaters anyways, but I mean, so I wasn't necessarily trying to lose weight, but I think I'm down like 6 pounds, and those are the only things that I have changed. And
which is about a pound a week.
Yeah, and I think it's just, my gut is just happier.
Yeah.
Happier. Have you seen, like, I know you didn't have as many issues as I did.
So, a lot of people see constipation issues, and one thing I've noticed for me is, I mean, I don't mind sharing it, I'm way more regular. But and that's I know that's one thing a lot of you women deal with. Is the closer you reach menopause, it's just because all those changes in estrogen, progesterone, a lot of estrogen spikes.
All the lovely hormones.
And when that happens, it causes a lot of, most often, constipation issues. So now that's not that this fixes all that, but it just makes it more efficient, because some of those issues are but it's very overall. Yeah. So I feel better. I've noticed my skin is it's not overnight, but over the period of 5 or 6 weeks, definitely I can see it in my skin that my complexion's better, because there again, you could put anything you want to on your skin, but you are what you eat, 100%. And I've always said that whenever I've talked about nutrition.
Yeah.
So.
And I didn't even think about it, but I'll kind of close out with this. We went out to eat 3 or 4 nights ago, I got a salad, like a starter salad, and then one of my sides was the sauteed spinach, right? My stomach did not hurt. Yeah. The next day, it did not hurt. And I can't tell you the last time I was able to go out to eat and get any form of vegetable.
Yeah. Well, it's like, this is like a primer, you know, before you paint. You have to prime the wood with something else. And what's happening is, I think as you feed your body little, and because the cool thing is you're feeding it little by little by little each day, but those are making such a massive difference as a whole, because you're giving your body all these different things. You're giving it what it needs each and every day. It gets better and better and better, more efficient. So once you put it in there, it can do its job.
Yeah. And like I said, I think he might have 2 a day. I only have 1 a day. I usually eat about 5 times a day. And this is just one of them. It's the only thing I've changed, and I love it. So little random video there for you. I know we've done some health videos long ago, but this is just something that I couldn't not share because it has made such a huge change for me. Not only health-wise, but like socially. And I can go out and, you know, not have to order just like a steak and nothing else. Yeah. Like I would not be able to eat anything else. And I'm not trying to go carnivore. That is not me. I like too many foods. That's great if it works for y'all, but I like too many foods to just stick to meat.
Yeah.
So this is just a way to help.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say one more thing on the carnivore thing. The reason I'm not exactly a big fan of that is because you don't get a lot of diversity.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, you get the same thing each and every day.
It may have helped my stomach feel better not eating a carnivore diet if I were to do that, but it's not the way that I want to eat. So this is helping me be able to eat in a more diverse way.
And you're getting
not be in pain.
Yeah, you're getting the flavonoids, you're getting the anthocyanin, there's all these different things, phytonutrients that you would normally get. But yeah. So. And if they ever want to hear something on nutrition as far as kind of outside of this.
Like what?
For one, I know a lot of the females I used to train a lot of different country singers. I would travel around the country with them, and you name it, all this good stuff. But one thing I would often see is a lot of people they think, if it's healthy, I'll eat whatever amount I need.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a good friend of mine said, I quit drinking Diet Cokes, but I started drinking apple juice. I'm like, that's not, it's the exact same thing.
It's not, actually. It's way more sugar.
It's way more sugar. So that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they end up eating healthy, but way too much.
I mean, there's lots
of sugar.
There's lots fat, of, if you can't tell, this is like his passion. He has a biochemistry degree. He trained and did nutrition for countless people for countless years, and this is just his thing. And now that I'm going into perimenopause, he's Mr. Fix-It, and he's like going down the rabbit hole of how am I going to fix this? How am I going to make it easier on you? Which I'm so glad for, but that's why we are figuring out all this stuff as we go, and we are trialing it out and letting y'all know the results. So that is basically what this is.
Yep.
All right. Well, if you have any questions, let us know down in the comment section below. If you want to see any more videos like this, let me know. If you're like stick to beauty, well, don't let me know. But no, you can let me know that too. But this is beauty. No matter what you say, what you eat is beauty. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.
Thanks, guys.